Hey guys, it's David. So, why is everyone wearing glasses? What's going on here? Why are there so many people who are myopic now? This has been something that's been going on for decades now. You see it a lot in certain Asian countries. The rates of myopia for the kids there have been going way up, but to a lesser extent in the US also and some other countries. So, if you look at it, what you'll find is, and I'll explain this, but when a society gets more and more myopic, and we're talking about society as in its different geographical areas, and you'll see it's more in urban areas, and just certain parts of different countries. So it's not just one country or the whole world or anything. When you see that, it's a sign that the society is being suppressive towards your natural process of perception. It is suppressing certain natural inclinations. And this happens at school. It's mainly in school because that's when kids develop it by the time they're teenagers. If they're going to get it, it's almost always by that time. And in school, you see, and it's not just because there was a study, if you've heard of it, with the Eskimos, and when they got introduced to modern schooling, all of a sudden they started getting myopic. What happened there? So they started attributing it to think, well, it was it could have been the diet, it could have been something to do with the process of schooling, but it really is, it's a combination of things, but that's what it has to do with. It has to do with suppressing the kids' natural learning process and just getting used to the world, perceiving, and just what they spend their time doing, and how things like the way when you have them sit down at a desk, they got to just look at the work. They're not supposed to look around, they're supposed to just look at the paper. No spontaneity is involved. This schoolwork is really boring. I mean, you know that, I know that. The kids know that. The teachers pretend like it isn't. Sometimes it's not, but to a lot of kids, it becomes quite boring. You're supposed to go along with a program, and you're not supposed to get distracted by anything interesting. You're not supposed to learn anything else except what's going on, right? Kids aren't, kids absorb a lot. They learn a lot of things at once. It's not that helpful for kids to have to always be focused in that way on just one thing. As adults, that's what we're used to doing. That's how we get things done. That's how we learn. But kids learn so quickly that they can't learn one thing at once. They do lots of things at once, and they're all over the place. That's how they learn so quickly. Babies too, especially. But I had a lot of trouble in school. It was a nightmare for me. I got good grades. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it wasn't that kind of trouble. It was internal. I knew what it was doing to me, and I went along with it anyway. I was a good student, but I hated school. I was nearsighted before I went into school. I was maybe born with it, but of course that doesn't matter. It's still behavioral. But it made me a good cog in the system. I did what I was told, and I fit into what they wanted me to do really well, and I was it didn't feel good. I just kind of lost all me. Not that I had to, but I really felt like I lost a lot there. It made me really conform to the system there, and it's complicated. But yeah, my vision got worse. Anyway, like I was saying, you do see myopia in high population urban areas more. Ones that are more just constrained, or where you feel constrained. You have to feel constrained, and for one reason or another, it's you end up suppressing your natural energy. It's conditioning. It's not really a choice that you made. You just kind of went along with it. It was the easiest. It was the easiest path. And cities are just an example, but that's the type of pressure I'm talking about. It doesn't have to just be that. It could be family. And family, that's why myopia appears to be genetic. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. It's just kind of stream of consciousness here. That's the way I like doing things now. That's the only way I'm going to make these videos. That's why myopia appears to be genetic, because you see it in families. You see it run in families, but it's not. It's passed on from the womb to childhood to it's taught. I mean, you imitate and you just kind of pick that up. You pick up all these the bad habits, the energy, just the way you go about things, that type of suppression. And kids, by the time they're teenagers, that's when their stress is the highest. And they start being, that's why they get it then, a lot of time. And they start being, at that age, they start being really self conscious about their own expression, how they appear to others, how they act. It's not just a matter of acting or controlling your emotions. It's a very extreme. It's a very extreme version of that. You really are not just acting, not just acting the way other people want you to, or the way that you think other people want you to, or the way society wants you to, but you really are suppressing your own kind of energy and emotions and replacing it with something else. And that's kind of at the crux of it. One way to feel better, as a teenager, as you're going through whatever teenagers go through, is to suppress your emotions. It's just, it's just the way that people adapt. Myopia is the result. What do you think? Leave me a comment, share your thoughts. If you want to hear more of my ramblings, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you soon.